All right, so we're about to go downstairs and we're about to meet Andrea from the Chatham CAS agency. One thing I wanted to mention here is I live in an apartment, but regardless if you live in a house or an apartment, one good thing that you can do is when you're going to meet somebody here is to lock your door, okay? So that just ensures that they can't come up and go into your apartment or house without your permission. So as mentioned, if I can find it, okay. So as mentioned, with the notice of trespassing form we have here, this will go on the door. Okay, so you just stamp it up there, and you are well protected under the law. So let's go downstairs and let's go meet Andrea, shall we? Good, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Nice to meet you.
Good. Now, if we're going to be videotaped or audio taping, I can't do the interview today.
Okay.
And I know that you were adamant about that on the phone.
Well, actually, I was gonna, if we can just talk about this for a couple of minutes, because the reason why I'm recording today is to essentially back up myself for protection. Okay, if we have to go to court, you know, obviously there's been allegations. Okay.
And I can appreciate that. And like I told you on the phone, our policy is that we're not to be.
I recorded you on the phone, and you said that it would be okay if I recorded.
You were recording me on the phone?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
And you don't have to be aware in Canada under the Courts of Justice Act, in the Invasion of Privacy. Okay, so it's 183.1 that allows me to record any conversation that I'm a part of.
Okay.
And I was a part of that conversation, obviously. So like, what I want to do is, it's going to be very simple. You know, if you can sit down at least and just...
I can't continue the interview if you're going to be videotaped.
Okay. Could you at least tell me what the allegations are?
I can't continue my interview unless we're not taped.
What I want to do at this point is I want to present you with what's called a notice of no trespassing.
Okay.
Okay. What this basically states is that without my permission,
Yeah.
you cannot enter my premises.
Sure.
If you do, I will have you charged.
Okay.
Okay. And so this is the package that I'm presenting you.
Okay.
Just one really quick question, actually, if you don't mind, and then you can leave because you don't have my permission to enter my apartment today. But what's your background?
What do you mean?
Are you registered with the social workers?
You know what, I'm not
college?
going to continue on with the interview.
I'm just
Okay.
curious if you can answer that at least. Because my question is this: you know that I don't have Stevie in my apartment today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are governed by Section 40 of the Child and Family Services Act, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that states that you can only come in if the child has to be removed for safety purposes.
Hey Dave, I can't continue.
Well, I'm asking you, like, so today, knowing that it's a non-emergency situation, I'm just trying to find out if you're going to be practicing the unlawful act of social work in Ontario. Now I'm just trying to find out if you've been accredited or...
Okay, I'm not going to answer any more questions because we are on videotape.
Yeah, yeah.
And under our policies, we are not to be videotaped or audio taped.
Okay.
So
What's your procedure from this point?
you can definitely follow up with my supervisor.
Why would I follow up with you?
If you have any, what I have to do is follow up with my supervisor as well to get more direction.
Okay.
Other than that, you serve me with this and we'll go from there. So if you
Okay.
want to follow up with my supervisor for whatever reason, I think you've already spoken with her.
No, I haven't.
I think she was on the phone with you. Her name's Pam Glazier. Okay, she
No,
is.
just talk to you at this point.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask you a question really quickly though.
I'm not going to answer any more questions.
The allegations that have
Not
been
on
made.
videotape.
Well, see, that's part of the reason why we have to videotape you, because if you feel like you have something to hide.
I don't feel like I have anything to hide, but that's also part of our policies, and I'm
I
not going
understand
to
your
not follow
policies.
our policies.
Right, I
okay?
understand your policies.
This is my job. I'm trying to do
Right.
my job. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to do my job.
But if your job is making you come here to do unlawful social work, which you can get charged for, by the way, you'll be liable, held liable under
I'm an
Section 40.
employee of the Children's Aid Society,
Mhm.
and I'm here to do my job.
Okay.
You're
But I'm
not-
telling
you're
you
bringing me-
on a personal level, if you act outside of Section 40 of the Child and Family Protection Act, okay, then what you do is you could be held liable yourself. So you might want to do some research. I would recommend visiting CanadaCourtWatch.com, NautilDads or if you do take your job seriously, which I think you do, to be honest with you. And you might want to educate yourself on the unlawful practice of social work. And that's what CAS workers often do. And, there's a class action lawsuit right now because there's CAS workers that are practicing social work. And so my question to you, and obviously, I've been talking to the camera before you arrived, You're here, why? Sorry, because it's not an emergency situation, you know that Stevie's not here. So why
I'm
would
here
you?
to do my job, to
Which
address
is
the concerns.
To
But I can't do
investigate?
that, obviously, because you're not following what I'm asking you to follow,
Okay.
right?
Well, I'm just trying
So
to
I
determine
can't-
if
I
you're here
can't do
to
that.
investigate anything. Like, you, under section 40 of the Child and Family Services Act.
Anytime a concern is reported,
Mhm.
and we need to follow up with that, yes, that it would instigate an investigation.
Right.
So
You
yes,
can't investigate. You're only allowed, and you might want to brush up on this, because you can be held personally liable if you act outside of section 40 of the Family and Child Services Act, okay? Because your immunity only covers you when you're you know, obeying the limitations of section 40, okay? So as a personal thing, I would recommend taking some time out and just brushing up on those laws, because you can personally be held liable. And Dorian Baxter over in Toronto, he sued the CAS because they did exactly the same thing. They came and investigated, and they unlawfully acted as social workers. I will bet you that you're not accredited. I will bet you that you don't have, you're not registered with the College of Social Workers, okay? That is the law under the Social Work Act and Services Work Act, which came into law in the year 2000. And it's to protect the integrity of social workers in Ontario, right? So when you have people coming off the street, and like I said, your intentions can be fantastic, okay? I'm not denying that. My issue isn't with you personally, it's with CAS as a whole. And I have to protect myself as well, because I protested outside of CAS. Now I have somebody coming in and investigating me, right? If there is an emergency, that changes the situation, but I don't have my daughter with me today, so it doesn't constitute an emergency situation. From what I gather from you, the allegations that have been made have to do with sleeping arrangements, okay? Which I wouldn't recommend, I wouldn't suggest that it would be substantial risk to health and safety, right? And that's what you'd have to prove, that it's a substantial health and safety risk. So, you know, as far as what to do next, you know, there's options, and I'm aware of the options, but...
And you seem very educated, and that's fair enough.
Mhm.
The bottom line is I need to end this conversation now because
Okay. Well, like I said, you know, lack of accountability. If you don't want to be recorded, then it would be my suspicion that you're doing something unlawful, which you just agreed that you would be doing. So I wouldn't have invited you up anyways.
well, I'm
because-
not agreeing that I'm doing something unlawful.
Well, you're here, and that's social work.
I'm here doing my job,
So,
okay?
yeah, which is
And our policies say that we cannot be recorded,
Right.
and I'm following my policies of my agency,
right. And
okay?
the Privacy Act of Canada allows me to record any conversation I'm a part of.
So respectfully, I'm going to leave,
Okay.
okay?
Check out CanadaCourtWatch.com. I would recommend, if you really want to do a good job at your job and you want to protect yourself as well, you know, ensuring that you don't get into unlawful practice of social work, which is against the law, and
I'm not in the business of not doing
protecting
the law.
yourself. And
Okay, so respectfully, it's
Okay.
nice to meet you, carry on, okay?
Thank you.